Hello, and welcome to another episode of An Interview With. Today I'm talking with Chris Deutsch from JVC. I know you've been on the road traveling a lot, but before we get into what's happening in the world, tell me how you got into this world.
Well, I've always had an interest in photography, and I wanted to get a really good deal on a camera, so I wound up working for a camera store. And it just so happens they also sold audio and video equipment, and the video side turned out to be really the thing that was the most interesting to me. So one thing led to another, and here I am.
How long have you been with JVC?
Roughly 26 years.
Wow.
I'm still one of the rookies, but I'm kind of working my way up the ladder.
26 years and I'm the new guy.
That's right.
Well, that's a good statement for your employment.
There you go.
So tell me a little bit about JVC and what you do there then.
Well, so, JVC's been around for quite a while. We are, these days, very well known for a couple of things. We're known for, obviously, home theater projectors. That's what we're here talking about today. We're known for earbud and other types of headphones. We're one of the biggest manufacturers in the U.S. market, if not the biggest. It kind of varies from month to month in earbud headphone sales. We still make camcorders, and we also have a really big presence in car audio, as I'm sure you know. And JVC has now merged with Kenwood, so I work for JVC Kenwood, and combined, we are definitely one of the heavy hitters in car audio.
Congratulations. Well, at 26 years, I'm sure you've seen a whole lot of changes.
Yes, I have.
Why a projector-based theater versus a flat panel now, anyway?
Well, for starters, there's no substitute for a big screen. If I'm from Denver, if I'm watching the Broncos on Sunday, and this was a pretty good year to watch the Broncos on Sunday, there's just no substitute for a nice big screen. I've got a 120-inch screen. And, when we want to watch a movie at night, the same thing. In fact, when we want to watch TV, no matter what you want to watch, the size that a projection system can offer is obviously a lot of fun. And then also, particularly for movies, there's something about watching a projected image off a good screen that kind of kicks your brain into this I'm at a movie theater mode. And, the other great thing about projection is that it is so versatile. In my case, I went with a motorized screen. I could never find the space for a 120-inch flat panel. Yeah. And of course, you know what they cost. I couldn't afford one.
And then there's the whole 220 thing.
There you go. So by comparison, I can push one little button. I remember when my son was graduating high school and we had a party and had a whole bunch of people in the same room with the projector, and someone was saying, Chris, I thought you had a projector. When the screen's up, most people don't even realize it's there in the room. And then push one button and boom, it turns into a home theater.
And now, I've personally installed a couple of these and really enjoyed the DILA push, the picture of it, the lushness. Tell me how you guys are dealing with what's happening with HDR in the 4K region now.
Well, HDR and 4K is really exciting, and HDR really plays well to the JVC strengths. The DILA imaging chips were known for black level, we're known for contrast. This new generation of projectors is the brightest that we've ever had. Each of those items plays perfectly into HDR, high dynamic range. Being able to show a blacker black and a brighter white with the bright highlights and show that all kind of at the same time, that's really key to the JVC experience. And this year we've also improved the connectivity, and that's where you guys come in. If you don't have the right connectivity, then really nothing else matters. And we are the most future-proof projector at this point in the market. And there's a lot of buzzwords I'm going to hit you with here. We're the only manufacturer right now with two full-speed, full-spec 18 gigabit per second HDMI 2.0A connections with HDR for high dynamic range. And we have...
cut you off saying both inputs on the back of the projector except the full bandwidth.
Right.
That's very unusual.
And we've got the HDCP 2.2 content protection on both inputs. So, I mean, in a nutshell, what this means for the end user and also for the integrator is that if it's currently in the HDMI spec, if they've thought of it and if it exists as a way to do 4K, we can handle it.
Wow.
And so that's a great thing for the customer to know, and that's a great thing for the integrator to know, but obviously they got to have the right cable to make all that work.
Now, how are you guys really supporting 4K?
Well, again, it starts with the input. We have two HDMI connections that can take any 4K signal, that's part of the HDMI spec. Then what we do is we split it into an A frame and a B frame. Each gets effectively half of the picture, and each is different pixels. So the B frame is shifted down and over by half of a pixel. Then we run the projector at double speed. So we're doing A frame, B frame, A frame, B frame, shifted, unshifted, shifted, unshifted, back and forth so fast that your eyes and your brain blend that together and give you the full 4K image that's on the screen.
So there's a whole lot of processing going on there. It's pretty smart.
Pretty sophisticated stuff. The cool thing is with 4K eShift, we're able to give you the benefit of 4K, and we're able to do it at some pretty amazing price points. And we're also able to maintain what JVC is known for, the black level and the contrast. And one thing that I also always tell people is, picture quality is not any one particular item. You have to look at everything. You look at the resolution. You look at the black level, you look at the contrast, you look at the accuracy of the color, the sharpness of the optics, and then of course you want to take into account other things like how future-proof it is. When you put all those items together, you're going to pick JVC every time.
Having said all that, and knowing that these go into upper-end theaters and beautiful rooms, I assume you guys can be ISF set up and certified?
Yeah, we're ISF C3 licensed, and we're THX certified on our top two models. And all three of them have very complete calibration controls, and we even introduced our own calibration software this year. So yes, you can have the projector dialed in to the absolute peak of perfection if that's what you want. I'll also tell you, they look pretty darn good right out of the box.
Well, since I have not had mine ISF calibrated, I can tell you they do.
Yes, but there's no doubt there's, if you really want the best that the projector can give you, and the cool thing is a good calibrator is going to give you probably at least 3 presets. They're going to set up the picture so it looks good with the lights up. They're going to give you a different picture preset so that it looks good with the lights down. And these days, they're also going to give you the correct picture preset for Ultra HD, which is going to be different than your regular high definition content.
What are you hearing from your integrators and your installers as far as issues in the field?
Well,
sadly, we both get lots of calls about problems.
The most common thing is when you're putting a projector up in the room, it's not always close to the equipment. So, 20, 30, even much longer than 30, up to 50 foot or longer runs for HDMI are not all that uncommon. And, that's anything over about 20 feet, and it gets to be real hit and miss. And particularly when you consider a lot of people are, not putting in their first projector. This may not be a brand new theater, but they're taking down an old projector. The HDMI has already been run, and now they're putting in the new projector, the new Ultra HD Blu-ray player, the new Ultra HD compatible receiver. They want all this to work together, and it's not always. Sometimes they're a little surprised that HDMI cable that they ran 4, 5, 6 years ago isn't up to the task.
And we get, fortunately or unfortunately, a lot of calls on that one. And
Right.
I don't envy you guys, because who's the first person they call?
Well, there's a pretty good shot that they're going to be calling us, and the first thing we always do is I always tell them, listen, find a bar stool and an extension cable. Put a device as close to the projector as you can. Put it on the bar stool right under the projector. Use a 6-foot cable if you can, and see if it works. And 9 times out of 10 it does. So then it's okay, well, we got to do something about the longer cable, because we're not going to keep it on the bar stool forever.
It is inconvenient.
Yeah, that's not a really good solution. So that's where the longer cables come in, and that's where some of your products really come into play.
Well, I know, and thank you guys for recommending them and using them in your training. It's a big help to us, and we want the guys to know, obviously, that they can put this product in and it's going to function for them. And said I've done 2 of these, and both of them are pushing just under 60 foot of length, and it's a damn impressive picture. Really like it a lot. Okay, Chris. As a company, you guys carry multiple different levels of your projectors. What are the differences in the products?
So there's basically 3 different models, and there's a picture quality difference, and we're talking about there's a difference in brightness, there's a difference in contrast, and there's a difference in color reproduction each step of the way. There's also a difference in warranty. We go from a 2-year warranty to a 3-year warranty to a 5-year warranty.
Wow, that's a big change.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I have to ask, is the bulb covered under the warranty?
The bulb is covered for 1 year or 1,000 hours.
That's still a fair amount of hours.
Pretty liberal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most people using these as their primary device, do you think, in their homes at this point because of the size?
I think it really varies. I mean, there's some people that have a projection theater where it's very much a special purpose room. That's where they go to watch a movie, or that's where they go for the football game. And then there's other folks that turn it on, every day for a couple of hours. Our bulb is rated for 4,500 hours. So if you think about that, that's a 2-hour movie, 365 days a year. So that'd be about 730 hours in 1 year. You could do that for 6 straight years.
Wow.
Never go on vacation, never go to a concert, never go out somewhere for the night. Just a 2-hour movie every night. That would be, you'd still have some bulb left over.
Well, that certainly plays into what DirecTV, Netflix, and these others are doing to provide 4K into the home now.
Right, and with 4K, I think the real game changer has been the introduction of the Ultra HD Blu-ray players. And as we're talking, there's probably 30, 35 titles that are out there. And I think the prediction is still 50 to 100 titles by the end of the year. And these discs, everyone likes the convenience of streaming, but the discs are still absolutely the best picture quality if you want to get the full experience. And so we got one of the first players once it hit the market, got it sent back to the factory. The factory tore into it, and within 30 days there was a full update. A firmware update, recommended picture settings. There's something called a BT 2020 color profile, which is new. And we've got a JVC webpage that you can go to. It's www.jvc.com, and then the / and then view UHD. And you can go there and you can get all of our recommended settings for getting the most out of this new format.
Wow. So you guys are really taking care of the dealer on this deal.
Absolutely, trying to.
And that's fantastic. The dealers as a whole find this a pretty easy install from what I talked to.
Yeah, and one thing that people really like about JVC and install is the motorized lens. So you've got motorized focus, motorized zoom, and motorized lens shift. So if I want to focus this projector, I can just walk right up to the screen, and I can literally be inches away from the screen, and I can use my remote, and I can see with our patterns where I get the sharpest focus. A lot of projectors, you're climbing up on a ladder, you're turning the little dial on the lens, climbing back down, you're checking it out at the front of the screen, and then you're going back, and you get good exercise that way. So that is good for your overall health and fitness, but that may not be the most expeditious way to get the projector installed. And we've got a great zoom lens, so you can be on a 120-inch screen, you can be as close as about, these are all approximate numbers, about 12 feet from the lens to the screen.
That's pretty close.
You can be as far back as 24 feet and
Wow.
still make it work. And you've got a very generous range of lens shift. So it's not like the old days where the lens had to be, like the center of the lens had to be lined up with the screen. You don't have a specific offset. You can be higher, lower, left, right, whatever you need to be.
Awesome. I'm going to ask you the secret question now. CD is coming up. Is there anything you can tell
Yes,
us
it
about
is.
what's coming?
Well, CEDIA is a lot of fun, Brent. We have a good time at CEDIA,
Yes, we do.
and we hope you'll come by.
So, lots of secret stuff. You ain't telling me nothing.
We hope you'll come by, and we think it'll be worth your while.
Well, thank you.
There you go.
Any last observations about what's happening to our world as far as products and installs?
It's right now 4K seems to be the buzz, and so make sure that what you're getting is compatible with all of the 4K devices that are out there. There's nothing more frustrating than to put all that time into setting up a nice home theater. Then you get a new Roku 4 or some other device like that, and you bring it home, you plug it in, you just want it to work. Stick with a JVC, and that's not going to be a problem.
Last question, Chris. Tell me about your system.
What do I have? Well, I got a JVC projector, and I have a Screen Innovation screen. I got motorized drop down. I've got a multi-purpose room. I don't have a dedicated theater, so I went with the SI Slate screen. I've got a Yamaha receiver, which is, I love it because it's all the internet connectivity that it's got and the way it can work off the app on my phone. And I've got an pretty basic 4.1 audio system. I've got in-wall speakers front, left, and right, in-wall speakers in the back, and a little DefTech sub. But it does what I need it to do.
Keeps you happy, keeps the
Yes,
family
it does.
happy, and your wife's happy with the aesthetics.
My wife, my family, my wife, and my kids affectionately call it the thunder screen. So the audio must be good enough.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, fantastic. Chris, thank you for joining us today. This is, as usual, my discussions with you have been very educational. Appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you, Brent. Good to see you.
Sir?